Well, back-to-backs are hard. They are, and, it gets even more difficult when the strategy that worked yesterday, when the open space that the Vancouver Canucks had against the Chicago Blackhawks is absolutely not there the very next night against the Utah Hockey Club. Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore, because the Vancouver Canucks went from playing a Chicago team that is just so bad, a team they were able to punish every single shift it felt like, and they go from playing that to a pretty good Utah squad that is right behind Vancouver, 2 points away from Vancouver now in that wild card race. Vancouver drops this game at home, 3-1 in regulation. Their playoff odds have dropped 10% because of this result here. They're now down to 29% to making the dance. And that, of course, would have been totally flipped. They would have been at 51% had they beat Utah in regulation. But nope, it's a 20% spread here, with the 2 points going the opposite way. Utah has defeated Vancouver in all 3 games this year. Kind of crazy when you think about it. They've been a pretty strong team in their own right. Definitely came out of nowhere considering their Arizona roots and the fact that this is the first season ever as the Utah Hockey Club. Actually, it could be their only ever season as the Utah Hockey Club. Depends on what they call their team next year. If they call themselves the Utah Mammoth or something, then the hockey club name will be gone like the wind. But anyways, the Vancouver Canucks ended up losing this game, and I titled and thumbnailed this video in a particular way with Vancouver Canucks captain Quinn Hughes for a reason. Because there's been this sort of idea, this kind of meme, a joke-ish sort of thing floating around the Vancouver Canucks social media following the past few weeks. It's that Quinn Hughes is becoming one of the NHL's biggest villains. Not in terms of the way that he plays, not in terms of his antics for or against the Canucks, but in terms of his aesthetic, in terms of the vibes, in terms of the way Quinn Hughes can kind of stare off into the distance and the kind of blank, expressionless face that he can give off once in a while when you catch him at the right moments. Not to mention the fact that earlier today, during the national anthems, they tried to shine a light and a camera on Quinn Hughes whilst the American anthem was playing, and Quinn ended up putting his hand in front of the camera to block off the vision there. That's villain mode Quinn Hughes, trying to carry this team, put it on his back. There was a moment in the first period when the Vancouver Canucks didn't have many shots and they had zone time where Quinn Hughes was banging his stick on the ice for the pass from Hronek, not just like lightly tapping like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He literally pulled his stick over his head and bang, bang, bang on the ice. He was demanding to get that pass through. Unfortunately, it did not come. You could say that the pass would have been picked off. So that's why Phil Hronek did not end up passing it Quinn's way. So of course, this is not like bad guy behavior. Nobody's thinking about Quinn Hughes as a, oh, do I want to use the B word? As a bully in the same way that they thought about JT Miller. But this is the aesthetic. Quinn Hughes at times looks like he has seen the depths of hell when you take a look at him on the bench sometimes. And now, with him blocking the view of the camera and the pregame anthems and him banging his stick on the ice and him scoring the goal, the only goal Vancouver had in this hockey game, Quinn Hughes is going villain mode, baby. He's trying to take over everything by himself. And even in the post-game interview, you could sense the frustration there that his hockey team was not able to get it done today. The thing is with this game, though, I don't want to say it was for a lack of effort. I just feel more so it was from a lack of actual cohesion and strategy. As we had said, the neutral zone was clogged up like hell in this game versus the Utah Hockey Club. These are not the same Chicago Blackhawks that the Canucks were able to dominate yesterday. Add on to the fact that Vancouver's probably a little bit tired from playing a back-to-back. It's not even like a 24-hour back-to-back. They played at 7 p.m. yesterday and 5 p.m. today. Who the hell decided the game to be at 5? Like, Utah's not even that far out east. They're one time zone ahead. So, like, why do NHL people feel the need to cater this game to the Utah time. It would have been 6 p.m. anyways. It's not really that bad. So Vancouver doesn't even get 24 hours worth of rest between game start times yesterday to today, and with the strategies they tried to execute, there's a lot of perimeter play, there's a lot of dumping and chasing. Rick Tocchet's overall mindset in coaching this team, scrambling up the lines, putting them all in the blender, and just hoping it works out, which results in Vancouver only having like 3 shots on goal in the first period. They had a lot of shot attempts. Shot attempts were fairly equal in this part of the game, but Vancouver gets severely outshot in the first. They end up taking the 1-0 lead in the second period on the power play. Quinn Hughes with a long drive from the point. Gets by everybody, and then it knocks off a Sergachev's glove and in. But just 10 minutes later, it is Kevin Stenlund who is able to tie the game up 1-1. Really nice play as the Utah Hockey Club are able to cycle the puck around the Canucks net. It gets tossed out in front, and Stenlund is there for the one-timer. Logan Cooley then makes it 2-1 in the third period. Low shot rebound, Dursey out in front, and then it's Cooley all by himself pretty much, unguarded, to put the puck in the back of the net there. It takes a funny hop off of Lankinen's pads. It's way off to the side, and Cooley makes it 2-1 before Clayton Keller makes it 3-1 with the empty net in the final minute of the third. Not a good game for the Vancouver Canucks in terms of their conversion rates. They had 19 shots on goal tonight, so even yesterday, they didn't get many shots on goal in Chicago. It's just the fact that Arvid Soderblom was letting in anything that moved. Thanks, by the way, because Arvid Soderblom is on my fantasy team, and I literally lost my week this week on save percentage alone. Straight up, because of that Arvid Soderblom 6-goal-against performance yesterday, wherein the guy let in 6 goals on 15 total shots against. He had a 600 save percentage, and that tanked my fantasy team this week. I'm eliminated from the playoffs now. Oh well, I've got 7 other teams to run, so hopefully those go pretty well towards the end of the season here. But the final few minutes of this third period were really rough. Canucks could not get settled in, kept on dropping the puck, kept on leaving it down and not attacking in any capacity. Utah could just pick off passes, send it back down, get their change in, and continue along the way. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's not necessarily too surprising, right? I mean, Vancouver has had trouble creating offense all season, and now with JT Miller out of the lineup, he's gone. Philip Hedl out of the lineup, he's concussed, and you have to rely on some of the top guys that Vancouver has. I mean, no disrespect, of course, to the crew on the ice, but at times they just don't have it together. We know what they can do when they have it together. We had seen parts of that last year, and even towards this season. When Quinn Hughes is on, he can totally control things by himself, and it's not like he didn't control things today. He did. It's just he can't really do that with the supporting cast around him not moving their feet and not attacking the middle. In particular, I felt Brock Boeser, he's been getting worse ever since the trade deadline. Ever since all the drama came out about him not wanting to sign the contract that Vancouver tabled him and Vancouver not getting any offers for him, it feels like he's living up to that terrible speech that Patrik Allvin had in response to the Brock Boeser trade discourse. He's not playing well. He's not scoring any points, and the way he's moving, the way he defers to guys on the perimeter instead of attacking the middle himself, I mean, this is just not the Brock Boeser that we know and love and we know that he can be. So ultimately, there are a lot of things going wrong with the Vancouver Canucks, and when you think about it now, hey, guess who the Canucks have in 2 days? They've got the Winnipeg Jets, and that's not going to be fun. No, boy. Not going to be fun at all. Canucks versus Jets coming up on Tuesday. We'll see whether or not they are able to get themselves a win against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NHL. Thoughts in the comment section below about this big loss. Quinn Hughes entering his villain mode era, banging his stick on the ice, shoving the cameras away, just wanted to play hockey, wanting to get it done, but they cannot get that done. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.